After 8 years of trading prop firms, close to 1,000 individual payouts, and $2.5 million taken from the markets, I have passed every type of challenge that exists. CFD challenges, futures challenges, 1-step, 2-step, daily drawdown, trailing drawdown, consistency rule, no consistency rule. I have passed them all. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that 90% of traders who fail challenges fail for the same reasons. They do not understand the math, they size wrong. They treat a challenge like a sprint when it should be a steady process. And the moment they get funded, they completely change how they trade. This video is a system I use to pass any prop firm challenge that exists. Every step, every rule, every number. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to approach a challenge, what to do during it, and what to do the day you get funded. 6 layers. The setup before you ever take a trade. The exact numbers that decide every position. How to execute during the challenge. The buying strategy that nobody teaches. The funded transition that breaks most traders. And the mistakes and mental work that decide who actually gets paid. Everything in this video comes from my real experience. Not theory, not what I read online, what actually works after 8 years of doing this every single day. Let me show you guys how this is really done. Layer 1. The setup before you ever take a trade. Most traders fail their challenge before they take a single trade. They fail at the setup stage. There are 2 decisions you have to make right. First, the math of the challenge itself. Every challenge has a profit target and a maximum drawdown. The ratio between those 2 numbers tells you whether the challenge is fair or whether you are paying for a lottery ticket. A good challenge has a profit to drawdown ratio of 1.5 to 2. That means you make 1.5 to 2 times what you are allowed to lose. Anything higher than 2.5 is mathematically harder. Just skip those. Second decision, the account size you buy. Everyone wants the biggest one. That is the wrong way to think. The rule I use is simple. Buy a challenge you can comfortably afford to lose 5 to 10 times. If you can lose $100 5 times, buy a $100 challenge. If you can lose a $500 5 times, buy a $500 challenge. Work backwards from what you can lose and not forwards from what you want to win. Why 5 to 10 times? Because realistically you will not pass every challenge. Even profitable traders blow some. If you cannot afford to fail and try again, you are trading from fear, and fear guarantees your failure. Smaller challenges with lower stakes produce better trading. Better trading produces past challenges. The path is small first, always. Layer 2, the exact numbers that decide every trade. 2 numbers run my entire challenge process, my risk per trade and my risk to reward. The risk per trade formula is pretty simple. Take your maximum drawdown, divide it by 8, and that is your max risk per trade, always. If your drawdown is $2,000, your max risk is $250 per trade. You can take 8 losing trades in a row before you blow the challenge. In 8 years of trading, I have never lost 8 trades in a row. The closest was around 6. The formula gives you a safety net that has never been breached. If you risk more than this, then you only have 4 attempts. 1 bad week and you are done. And that is not trading, that is purely gambling. The second number is your risk to reward. The target is 1 to 2 on every trade. Risk 1 to make 2. If you risk 250, you target 500. Same ratio every time. Why 1 to 2? Because the math works even at a 50% win rate. You can be wrong half the time and still pass. With 1 to 1, you need 60% wins just to break even after costs. And that is some brutal pressure. If a setup does not offer a 1 to 2 minimum, just pass on it. The next setup is coming. Wait for it. Drawdown divided by 8, 1 to 2 on every trade. Those 2 rules are the foundation of everything that I have built. Layer 3, the execution during the challenge phase. You have your trading setup, you have your numbers, now you execute. And this is where most traders break. The realistic timeline to pass is 1 to 2 weeks. Not 1 day, not 1 trade, but 1 to 2 weeks of steady, disciplined execution. The math behind that timeline: on a 50k account, you need $3,000. Your reward per winner is $500, so you need roughly 6 wins to pass. At 50 to 60% win rate, with 1 to 2 setups per day, you are passing in about 8 to 12 trading days. Anyone telling you to pass in 1 day is asking you to gamble. The trader who passes in 1 day with full size is the same trader who blows the find account a week later because they get used to that aggression. Now, what happens when things go wrong mid-challenge? Because they can go wrong. After a losing day, you trade smaller the next next session. Normal risk of 250 drops to 150. After 2 losses in a row, just drop down to 100. Return to full size only after a winning day. After 2 losses in a single session, the session is over. You just walk away. The next day is a new trading session. Most traders do not have this rule. They keep trading, they try to recover, they take aggressive setups they would never normally take. By the end of the day, the problem challenge is gone. 2 losses, just walk away. This single rule has saved me countless of challenges. Layer 4, the buying strategy that nobody teaches. This is the layer that separates real traders from beginners. Buy 2 to 3 challenges at the same time and run them in parallel. Most traders buy one challenge, pass or fail it, then start over. That approach is kinda slow and emotional. Every challenge feels existential. If you blow it, you have to wait, recover mentally, then start again. Running multiple challenges at once changes everything. The math actually works in your favor. A 60% pass rate across 3 challenges gives you a much higher probability that at least one of them passes. The variance evens out. The mental load drops. With 3 accounts running, no single one feels like everything is riding on it. You take a loss on one without panicking because 2 others are still alive. That calmness leads to better decisions across all of them. And when you pass, well, you pass multiple accounts at once. Now you have 2 or 3 fund accounts to start working with from day one. The rule is pretty simple. Same strategy, same risk per trade, same setups. 3 accounts taking the same trades. You are not multiplying your work, you are just multiplying your outcomes. I do not run one account at a time anymore. I run portfolios. That is what 8 years of doing this teaches you. Single accounts are for beginners, but portfolios are for traders who treat this like an actual business. Layer 5, the funded transition that breaks most traders. This is the layer where most traders blow up. They pass the challenge, they get funded, and within 2 weeks the fund account is gone. The reason is always the same. They change how they trade the second the account becomes real money. Here is the rule. Once funded, you cut your risk per trade slightly. Not double, not triple, but just slightly. If you're risking $250 on the challenge, you risk just $100 on the fund account. Same strategy, same setups, same rules, just slightly lower risk. Now why slightly lower? Because the fund account is harder to replace. If you blow the challenge, you just buy another one for a couple $100. But you blow the fund account, you have lost the opportunity to make some real money. The replacement cost of that is much higher. The other reason, the first payout matters more than anything else. The faster you lock in that first payout, the more proof your brain has that this actually works. So you trade slightly more carefully to lock it in. Then you can resume normal sizing. The traders who blow funded accounts in the first month did not slow down. They sized up. They got reckless. They thought passing meant they could just relax. The opposite is true. Passing means the real work just started. Treat the fund account with more respect than the challenge, not less. Now layer 6, the mistakes and the mental side. Last layer, the things that fail traders even when everything else is right. 4 mistakes that kill challenges with perfect strategies. First, overtrading. Taking 10 sell-ups when there were only 2 valid ones today. Every extra trade is just risk you did not need. Second one, moving stops. The stop is where the setup becomes invalid. Moving it because the trade goes against you is not trade management, it is just hoping. Third, sizing up after wins. 3 wins and the brain says you are unstoppable. Same size every trade, always, with no exceptions. Fourth, no daily stop time. The market is open all day. You are not supposed to be. Have a stop time. When the time hits, you just walk away. Each of these can blow a challenge even with perfect math. Fix them and you remove the 4 most common reasons that traders fail. Now the mental side, because honestly this decides everything. You can know all the math. You can have the right formula. You can target 1 to 2 every trade and you can still fail it. The trader who passes consistently is the one who sits calm when a trade goes against them. The one who passes on mediocre setups. The one who takes a losing day without revenge trading the next session. That mental durability is built outside the screen with sleep, exercise, routine, time away from charts. The trader who lives in front of the charts all day cannot make good decisions because they are honestly exhausted. The trader who treats this like a profession instead of an obsession is the one who passes consistently for years across every type of challenge. This is the part you cannot really fake. You either build the mental side or you do not. Now let me bring all 6 layers together again. The setup. Profit to drawdown ratio of 1.5 to 2. Buy a challenge you can lose 5 to 10 times. The numbers. The drawdown divided by 8 equals the max risk per trade. 1 to 2 risk to reward on every position. The execution. 1 to 2 weeks to pass. After 2 losses in a session, you walk away. The buying strategy. 2 to 3 challenges at once. Portfolios beat single accounts every time. The funded transition. Slightly lower risk. Lock the first payout. Treat funded with more respect, not less. The mistakes and mental side. No overtrading. No moving stops. No sizing up after wins. Daily stop time. And the mental durability built outside the screen. 6 layers. Every one of them matters. Skip one and your challenge becomes harder than it needs to be. Run all 6 and passing becomes a process and not just a hope. I have used this system to take, close to 1,000 payouts across every type of problem challenge that exists. $2.5 million from the market with 8 years of trading execution. The system works. The only question is whether you are willing to work on it. If you want me to walk you through this personally, I run a mentorship program called the Platform Blueprint. I do not work with everyone, but if you are serious about doing this properly, you can apply through the link in the description. And when you are ready to buy your first Platform challenges, I recommend Hola Prime. They have the fastest payouts in the industry, awarded at the Dubai Expo with an average under an hour, 0 payout denial policy. You can use code NFX for 30% off. Link is in the description for that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope this was valuable and I will see you in the next one.